Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a technology that could totally change how we take everything from vitamins to critical medicines. It's all based on a new platform from a company called LifeActive Bio. So, let's jump right in.
Think about it. For most of us, when we need some kind of therapeutic, we've got two main choices, right? You either swallow a pill or you get a shot. But what if there was a completely different option? That's the big question we're digging into today.
To really get why a new approach is even needed, we have to start with the problems, the challenges with the methods we use right now. We'll call it the delivery dilemma.
Okay, so when you swallow a pill, it goes on this whole long journey through your digestive system. A huge chunk of the active ingredient gets broken down by your liver. It's a process called first-pass metabolism. You can think of it like this. Imagine a delivery service where your package loses like half its stuff in the sorting facility before it even makes it to your door. The bottom line? A lot less of the good stuff actually gets where it's supposed to go.
So that's the problem. But what about a solution? Well, the source material from LifeActive Bio points to a brand new pathway it calls MAP. MAP? It stands for Molecular Administration Platform. Now, I know that's a mouthful, but in simple terms, it's described as this special substance that's designed to wrap around molecules and basically carry them directly into your body. And this is the real game changer. Instead of swallowing it or injecting it, you just apply it right on your skin. The entire goal is to create a super simple, non-invasive way to get active ingredients into your system.
Okay, but how is it supposed to work? Let's break down the core science claims from the source material and get into the nitty-gritty. Remember that sorting facility we talked about? That delivery package losing its contents? Well, by being absorbed through the skin, the claim is that MAP completely avoids the digestive system and that initial breakdown by the liver. And what does that mean? Well, theoretically, a whole lot more of the active ingredient could reach your body's systemic circulation, fully intact.
So when you put these two methods side by side, the differences become crystal clear. Conventional delivery, it's subject to that metabolism, it has to be ingested or injected, and a lot of the time it's really limited by the size of the molecule it can even handle. But the MAP system, it's presented as a way to bypass all that, absorb through the skin, and, get this, transport really large molecules.
And it's that claimed ability to handle these bigger molecules that leads the source material to call it a revolutionary biomaterial. So just how big are we talking here?
This number right here is at the heart of the claim. To give you some perspective, the widely accepted scientific limit for a molecule to pass through the skin is somewhere around 300 grams per mole. The source is claiming AMP can transport molecules that are over 1,000 grams per mole. That is more than a threefold increase. This could potentially just blow the doors open for delivering things like complex proteins and other large molecule drugs topically.
The source also really highlights how versatile the platform is. It's described as tunable, which means it can be adapted for different molecules. It's needle-free, of course. It's non-enteral, a fancy way of saying it avoids the gut. And on top of that, it's non-synthetic and aims for more targeted delivery.
All right, so that's the science. But what does all of this actually mean for the person using it? Let's look at what this could mean as a new standard for patients. For the user, the key benefits really boil down to two simple things: convenience and comfort. The idea is, if you can replace invasive procedures and complicated daily routines with just a simple application, patients are going to be way more likely to stick with their treatment. And that could improve outcomes across the board. But of course, with any new delivery system, the number one question you have to ask is it safe? Let's see what the source material has to say about that.
So, according to LifeActive Bio, the ingredients are designated GRAS by the FDA, which stands for Generally Recognized as Safe. And on top of that, the company reports that its own internal testing and human studies haven't found any side effects, toxicity, or immune reactions.
Okay, so we've talked about the patient, but this technology is also being presented as a big deal for the pharmaceutical industry itself, a tool to empower innovation. You see, these points are all about the business of medicine. By giving companies a new way to deliver existing, already approved drugs, they could potentially get to market faster, maybe extend the life of their patents, and create whole new revenue streams. It's really a strategy for both innovation and protecting their assets. Now here's another key claim. The source talks about polypharmacy. In this context, that means the ability to wrap up and deliver multiple, different kinds of molecules all at the same time, in just one single application. This is described as a totally unique capability of the MAP platform.
So at the end of the day, it's all about creating new opportunities. A new delivery system can be just as valuable as a brand new drug because it allows companies to make their products stand out in a really crowded market. Now, it's really important that we include this next part, which is a direct statement from the source material. It reads, "These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease."
And that really brings us to our final question. The claims here are pretty ambitious. I mean, from moving massive molecules through the skin to enabling this idea of polypharmacy. So we're left to wonder, could technologies like this one truly redefine the future of how we deliver medicine? It is absolutely a space to watch. Thanks for joining The Explainer.